today's lecture, we are focusing on the first function, that is why we need first function and how to calculate first function. So let us start. So here the first function is basically the collection of terminal symbol. First of all, let's see why we required the first function. Let's suppose in compiler, we have commonly a topic, a very known topic called parsing. In parsing, the compiler checks whether the string we are generating by the production rule is going to accept or not. For example, let us suppose there is a input string buffer like this, in which we have string like AB. This is a small a followed by small b. For example, in this input buffer, we store the string like a, b followed by dollar. Once again, followed by dollar. This dollar symbol represents the end of the string. What it represents? It represents end of the string. Now, here we want to generate a small a and a small b. But we have to check whether the production rule, let's suppose we have the production rule as tends to small a, capital A, small d. Let's suppose small d. Now, we have to check that we have to generate small a and small b, and the grammar and the production rule we are given that S tends to small a. Here, S is a starting symbol which generates the first symbol as A. Here, the starting symbol generates A, and what is the symbol in input buffer? A. So, these two are matching. So, the first symbol is matched. Now, the second symbol in the production rule is capital A. That is A is what? A is a non-terminal symbol. There are two types of symbol basically. One is terminal and the other one is non-terminal. Terminal symbol are the small symbol which do not change in future, and the non-terminal symbol can further be derived some other productions rule. Now, first the S produce A, and here we also need A. Now, what we need? B, small b, and what we have? Capital A. Now, we have to check whether this capital A have the capability to derive small b or not. If the capital A derive small b, then what we can say that we can achieve our string, that is A followed by B. Here I write कि capital A या तो B होगा या तो epsilon होगा. In first case, if we replace capital A by small b, then we get the string. Otherwise, if I replace capital A by epsilon, then I can say that our string is not achievable. So that's why we need to find the first of the non-terminal symbol to check whether the production rule is capable enough to derive the string or not. Now we see how to find the first of the non-terminal symbol or terminal symbol. For example, here is a production rule. What is say? It say A tends to some set of string. We can write as C. A tends to either GHI, DEF, or BCA. Here we can see that first is a collection of terminal symbol. First is a collection of terminal symbol. What is the terminal symbol of? That starts with the string generated from. जो कि start हो, यानी कि G, D and B. The starting symbols we can say that the terminal of the strings. For example, A can derive GHI, DEF and BCA. We can say that F of A or first of A will be either G, that is G, or D or B. So G, either G, either D or either B. This is the base case of first, where all the strings generated have all the terminal symbol. Now we see the rules of different cases for calculating the first function. For example, this is our first rule. Here A tends to epsilon, that is a null production or a null string. Here we can simply say that the first of A will be epsilon. Okay. Now the rule number 2 is terminal symbol. We discussed earlier that terminal symbol never change in future. So we can say that if I want to write what is the first of x, first of x always be x. So we can write f of x or first of x as x only. Okay. Now this is the most important rule which say about, let's see, here A is a non-terminal symbol which derives x1, x2 and x3. Here x1 is also non-terminal, x2 is non-terminal and x3 is also a non-terminal. When we find f of A, let's suppose we have to find first of A. So first of A will be what? First of x1. So we can say that first of A will be first of x1. But here x1 is what? A non-terminal symbol. A non-terminal symbol has the ability in future to produce any different production. So we have to see that whether the x1 producing is only a set of terminals or either it contains epsilon. So these are the two cases, that is, if epsilon is not contained in x1, like x1 has the production like AB and CD, that is no epsilon, then in this case first of A will be first of x1, like this one. This case is valid. This case is valid. Then in another case, if I say epsilon belongs to x1, that means if x1 belongs, matlab ki x1 also belongs epsilon. In this case, when we put epsilon in place of x1, then the string will be reduced to what? A tends to x2 and x3. Then first of A will be first of x2. Then we can say that first of x1 minus epsilon union first of x2 and first of x3. We see these rules by solving some example. Don't get confused. So let's start. Here we have the easiest problem, the problem number 1. Here we can say that S is what? S is our starting symbol. S is our starting symbol which generate these different strings like u, small v and epsilon. These two are what? Our terminal symbol. So first of S will be what? First of S will be either u, either v or epsilon. So this is what? First of S. This is the simplest case. Now here, see carefully. Here we have the case of recursion. Always try to solve the first function in down to top manner so that you can easily solve it. So let's see here, first of B. When we calculate first of B, what we get? We get epsilon. Then when we calculate first of A what? It will be also epsilon. Now it's first of S. Now see carefully. Here S is what? S is start symbol. S, first of S will be equal to first of A. Let's see here. First of S will be what? First of A. And first of A is what? A is a non-terminal symbol. So we have to check first of A. What is the first of A? Epsilon. When we put S tends to epsilon, for example, let's suppose S tends to capital A. This is the production which we are looking. Here in place of A, when I put epsilon, then the production reduced to S tends to A. So what we can say that the first of S contains A. By this production, we can say that first of S will contain A. And what is the another first of S? What is B? So we can say that in the first of S, we can put either A or B. Okay. Now the next problem we have here. Let's calculate first in problem 3, the first of B. First of B contains what? Either D or E. Then first of A. First of A contain either A or either B. Okay, either A or either B. See, either A or either B. In case of B, either D or E. These are terminal symbol. Now it comes first of S. Now see, in this string, the first symbol is small d, that is a terminal symbol. So we can simply write D. Now here the another string generates capital B and capital A. Here the capital B is what? A non-terminal symbol. So we have to check the first of B. Now first of B already calculated, that is D or E. D is already present in our set. So what we can write? Only E. So first of S will be D and E. D comes from here and B comes and E comes from S tends to B, that is first of B. First of B contains D and E. So we can write like that. Now in fourth example, let's see the first of B. First of B will be what? C. Now we calculate what? First of A, that is what? Either A or epsilon. Either A or epsilon. Wait a second. Either A or epsilon. Now we have to calculate first of S. Now see, first of S will be what? First of A. So here A is what? A non-terminal symbol. So we have to check first of A. First of A either contain A or epsilon. Now see very carefully, when we replace small a, then what will we get? Let's suppose first I replace capital A by small a. Then what I'll get? I'll get A and B. Now what is first of S? Small a. Okay, small a. Now in place of capital A, when I replace it by epsilon, then what I'll get? Then I'll get, this is equation number 1 when I replacing A. This is equation number 2 when I replacing by epsilon. Now watch carefully. When I replace with epsilon, then what I'll get? Epsilon A and B. When this epsilon is resolved, what are we left with? Small a and capital B. Small is already in the set, so we can say that first of S will be only A. Okay, class? Now, in fifth example, here we can say that now when we solve it, first of B will be either B or epsilon. Now, first of A. First of A will be A or epsilon. Now, first of S. Now, watch carefully. Here, S is a starting symbol and A is a non-terminal symbol. So, we have to check first of S will be first of A. So, what is first of A? Here, first of A will be when we replace with A. So, what we get? Let's say S tends to A and B. Okay. Now, first of S will be first of A. When we replace by A, so what we get? A or B. This is equation number 1. We can say that from this equation, we get the first of S is A. Then second case, when I replace capital A by epsilon, then what I'll get? S tends to B. Now what I can say that first of S will be first of B, that is B. Then when I replace with epsilon, I left with epsilon. So A, B and epsilon. Okay, now this case. Here, watch carefully. We have both the production of A. Okay, so when we write first of A, what will we get? First of A will be this A, that is small a and capital, small b, sorry. Small a and small b. Now, first of S. Watch carefully. When we calculate first of S, here what we get? Here we have capital A. So, we have to check for the first of A. So, first of A will what? A and B. So, first of S will be also A and B. Okay. Now, the next example. Here, we calculate first of B. First of B, when we calculate what we get? We get C and epsilon. When we calculate first of A, what will we get? either B or epsilon C. When we calculate for B, the first symbol and epsilon, B and epsilon. Now, in case of S, F of S, the first symbol is what? Capital A. So we have to check the first of A. When we replace with B, so what will get? B. When we replace by epsilon, then this A is gone. Then what is left with? Small a. So we can say that small a. Now when we look into this production, capital B and small b, the first of S will be first of B. So first of B is what? C. And when we replace it by with epsilon, what will get? B. B is already in the set, so we can say that first of S contain cap small b, small a, and small c. Okay. Now the last question here. Let's solve. One second. Let's solve this. One second, student. Now we solve this question. So let's suppose, 1 minute. Let's suppose here we find the first of E. So we can say that first of E will be what? Either small e or epsilon. Then we see the first of D. First of D will be small d. That is a terminal symbol. Now we see first of B. First of B will be either B or epsilon. Now we see first of A. First of A will be either A or epsilon. Now the main case C. Here S is what? S is a starting symbol and these are our non-terminal symbol. So first of S will be first of A. What is first of S will be first of A. We have already calculated what? First of S, A. So let us suppose we have to write first of S. So first of S will be first of A. First of A contain A and epsilon. When I replace this capital A by small a, then what will be the first of S? Small a. When I replace it by epsilon, then what is this? See, S is what? Capital A, capital B, C, and D. Okay. Here, when I put small a, then what is I am getting? I am getting S tends to small a, B, C, and D. So what I can say? First of S will be A, small a. I'll write it. Then what is the another production having A? Is epsilon. When I replace it by epsilon, then epsilon B, C, D. Okay, this is epsilon. Please consider. So what is left with? Capital B, C, and D. Now, what is first of S? First of S will be first of B. So, when we replace first of B, then what is we getting? Small b and again epsilon. When I put epsilon here, then what is the case? Let's say equation number 2. Now, what I'm getting? I'm getting what? When I put replace here epsilon, then I'm left with what? Small c and capital D and E. Sorry, I forgot to place E. Sorry. It's only S tends to A, B, D, and E. Sorry, C is not here. Wait a second. Now, what we getting here, when S tends to A, B, D and E. Okay, A, B, D and E. So we solve up to B. After B, when we put epsilon, let's suppose epsilon, first of all, first of S will be first of A. After that, here when we put epsilon, we left with B, D, D and E. So here becomes to B. Now, when the second production is done, like when we replace capital B by epsilon, because first of B also contain epsilon here. Now, when we replace capital B by epsilon, we only left with D, capital D and capital E. So now what is first of S? First of S will be first of D. And what is first of D? First of D only contain the terminal symbol D, no epsilon. So we can say that now thus D is reduced to small d and capital E. Now here D is a terminal symbol which cannot be replaced by epsilon. So this string will be stopped here, and the first of S, it contains small a, small b and small e. So that is all for the today's lecture. In the next lecture, we are going to see about the follow function. Okay. So thank you.